The buzzing starts before the screen even lights up, a low, insect-like vibration that seems to seep through the walls. Liam sits in front of the monitor, holding his breath as the Backrooms video loops for the 7th time. The fluorescent lights inside the clip flicker, as if they're reacting to him like they somehow know he's watching. He leans closer, noticing something he swears wasn't there before. A shadow bending around the corner, slow and deliberate. It doesn't move like a glitch. It moves like it's breathing. A thought hits him. What if these videos aren't edited at all? What if someone actually filmed this place and never made it out? What if the halls keep recording even after the person is gone? He feels the air shift behind him, a faint echo of the same buzzing from the video. Liam replays the clip again, but this time he notices something that chills him more than the shadow figure. The camera's perspective inside the Backrooms tilts slightly each time he breathes, as if sins to him. Mara steps closer, trying to convince him it's just pareidolia, but her voice wavers as the video jerks, mimicking her head tilt even before she moves. Liam whispers a question he can't ignore. What if the Backrooms aren't a place you find, but a place that finds you? The buzzing grows louder, and Mara touches his shoulder, only to feel the faintest vibration under his skin. Mara grabs her phone and records the screen, comparing Liam's movements to the strange sync happening inside the footage. For a moment, everything is still, and she almost laughs at the absurdity. But then the figure inside the frame turns its faceless head toward them, long before Liam shifts in his chair. Mara drops her phone, startled. Liam feels the pull of the endless halls as if they're calling him by name, whispering in the buzzing hum. The room feels smaller. He wonders if a video can watch back. Liam scrubs through the footage frame by frame, searching for logic. But the deeper he digs, the more the Backrooms seem to shift in ways no video should. Walls warp slightly. Shadows stretch out unnaturally, and the figure flickers in and out with each pause. Mara tries to ground him, reminding him that trends thrive on mystery. But Liam knows this isn't clever editing. Something inside those yellow halls is waiting for someone to notice. Waiting for him. Night deepens, and the glow from the monitor becomes the only light left in the room. Liam slows the video until each frame feels like a heartbeat, pulsing in time with something he can't see. Mara suggests taking a break, but he refuses, because in the last frame, barely visible, he spots what looks like himself. Not in his room, but inside the halls, caught mid-step. He feels a cold wave of nausea. What if the Backrooms aren't just recording people, but replacing them? Liam wakes to the same buzzing he heard in the video, but this time it leaks from the walls of his room, faint but unmistakable. Mara sits beside him with her laptop open, replaying the footage with fresh eyes. She slows the clip to a crawl, freezing the frame where his supposed double appears in the Backrooms. The longer she stares, the more certain she becomes that the figure isn't a glitch. It's standing in a posture Liam never made. He leans closer, noticing its breathing doesn't match his own. Mara whispers that maybe the Backrooms don't copy people. Maybe they predict them. Liam feels that thought burrow into his mind like a hook. Mara suggests they check metadata from the original Backrooms upload, hoping to prove it's staged. But when Liam opens the file properties, the upload date keeps changing each time he refreshes, jumping weeks, months, even years. Mara tries to laugh it off, but her voice cracks. Liam scrolls deeper and finds a hidden tag, Recursion 3. The moment he clicks it, the buzzing spikes and the lights flicker. He feels as if someone just walked through him. Mara pulls his hand away from the mouse, insisting they stop, but the room already feels wrong, as though the walls have shifted an inch closer. The metadata glitch pushes them deeper. Liam downloads a frame-by-frame breakdown tool and loads the Backrooms video into it. As each frame appears, the yellow halls distort more than before. Some frames show new angles not present earlier. Others show the figure standing closer, as if aware it's being inspected. Mara watches silently until she notices something horrifying. One frame shows the ceiling tiles displaced, revealing a dark void above. Then another frame shows a pale hand reaching down from that void. Liam feels his skin crawl. If the video changes when they interact with it, is it reacting to them in real time? Mara insists they need a break, but Liam is locked in. The backroom's hallway on screen feels alive, shifting subtly as he watches. Mara steps outside the room to gather herself, and the moment she leaves, the buzzing stops completely. Liam realizes the silence feels even worse. The screen glitches, and for one split second he sees Mara inside the backrooms, staring at him with a blank expression. He calls her name, voice cracking. She answers from the hallway, far from the screen. Liam's heartbeat pounds in the sudden quiet, and he wonders if the backrooms can steal someone's reflection before stealing the person. Mara returns with trembling hands and a forced smile, pretending everything is fine. Liam doesn't tell her what he saw on the screen, not yet. They decide to step back from the video, but the buzzing returns instantly, louder than before, vibrating through their bones. Mara reaches for the power button, but the monitor refuses to shut off, cycling through distorted hallways on its own. Liam realizes the halls aren't loops. They're doorways, and the more they watch, the more those doorways open. The screen freezes on a frame of the figure standing inches from the camera, as if listening to their breaths. The night feels heavier than the one before. Liam sits on the floor with his back against the wall while Mara replays her phone recording from earlier. The screen stutters, freezing on a frame that neither of them remembers taking. Liam's reflection in the monitor stays perfectly still, while he himself flinches at the glitch. Mara rewinds, but the reflection remains out of sync, blinking 2 seconds too late. Liam mutters that reflections should make choices on their own. Mara's breathing becomes shallow, as she asks him whether a reflection can learn to move first. The buzzing swells again, rattling a picture frame on the wall. Mara suggests testing the reflection in real time. She sets up her phone's front camera and positions Liam in front of the monitor. They move slowly, raising their hands, turning their heads. For several seconds, everything sinks. Then the reflection on the monitor raises its hand before Liam does. Mara gasps and steps back. Liam's pulse pounds as he realizes the reflection isn't mirroring, it's predicting. The buzzing becomes a low rumble, like something pacing behind a wall. Liam touches the screen, and it distorts beneath his finger like water. As they pull away from the screen, Mara's phone buzzes with a notification from an unknown sender containing a single corrupted video file. Against her better judgment, she opens it. The clip shows the backroom's hallway, but this time the camera is clearly handheld, shaking as if the person holding it is running. Mara lowers the volume, but faint breathing still bleeds through. Familiar breathing. Liam leans closer, recognizing the rhythm as his own. He watches the shaky footage turn sharply, revealing the figure standing at the center of the hallway, holding something that looks like a phone. Liam insists the breathing in the video can't be his. He's in the room, not the halls. Mara tries to calm him, but her words stumble as the video zooms abruptly, revealing a blurred silhouette in the far corner that looks exactly like her. Liam freezes. Mara steps back from her phone like it's burning her hand. The buzzing grows sharper, cutting through the air in jagged pulses. Liam wonders aloud if the backrooms can pull versions of people from moments they never lived. Mara whispers that maybe the halls aren't behind the screen anymore. Maybe they're between their breaths. The tension thickens until even silence feels loud. Mara shuts off her phone and suggests they step outside to clear their heads. But Liam refuses to leave the screen unattended. He claims someone needs to watch it, or else it might watch without them. Mara grips his arm, urging him to breathe. But the monitor flickers violently, showing a frame neither of them has ever seen. A door in the back room swinging open as if inviting them in. The buzzing grows so strong that the floor trembles. Liam whispers a question he already fears the answer to. What if opening that door is what the video wants. Mara finally convinces Liam to leave the apartment for a few hours, hoping distance will break whatever connection the Backrooms footage has to them. But the moment they step outside, the air feels unnaturally still, like the world is holding its breath. Liam leads her to an abandoned office building downtown that he remembers from a forgotten urban legend, a place rumored to have hallways that don't match its blueprints. Mara thinks he's stretching for answers, but the unease in her gut grows stronger as they approach the rusted glass doors. Liam pushes them open, and the buzzing returns instantly, faint but unmistakable, vibrating through the empty lobby. Mara whispers that it sounds exactly like the video. They step inside, and the temperature drops sharply. Liam's breath fogs in the air even though it's summer. Mara scans the empty hallways, noting how the angles seem slightly off, like the architecture bends in ways it shouldn't. They walk deeper, their footsteps echoing unnaturally, as though the building is recording every sound. Liam pauses when he sees a familiar stretch of yellowed wallpaper beneath a peeling white layer. He scrapes away a piece and reveals the same pattern from the Backrooms footage. Mara backs away, insisting this can't be real. But Liam feels drawn in, as if the hallways are remembering him. A distant thud echoes through the building, followed by another closer this time. Mara grabs Liam's wrist, begging him to turn back, but he's already moving toward the sound. The hall ahead bends at an impossible angle, slanting downward like a sinking floor. Mara hesitates at the threshold, feeling the vibrations rippling through the soles of her shoes. The buzzing is louder now, no longer faint. It sounds alive, layered with whispers they can almost understand. Liam whispers that something in here knows they're coming. Mara's voice shakes as she asks whether it knew they were coming before they even arrived. They descend deeper, each step sounding like it's being absorbed by the walls. Mara's phone loses signal entirely, showing only static. Liam notices the wallpaper becoming more yellow, more familiar, until the hallway around them feels indistinguishable from the Backrooms footage. Mara's panic rises as she insists they turn back. Liam lifts his camera and begins recording, determined to document everything. But when he checks the screen, the footage shows him and Mara from behind, even though the camera is pointed forward. Mara stumbles back, horrified. Something is filming them from angles they can't see. They reach the end of the hallway, where a single metal door stands slightly open, swaying as though something just passed through. The buzzing is deafening now, pulsing with a rhythm that feels almost like a heartbeat. Mara begs Liam not to look inside, but he steps closer anyway. Through the narrow gap, he sees a room identical to the one in the original Backrooms video. Same stains, same angles, same endless hum. Mara grips his arm and whispers that something in that room wants them to choose to enter. Liam hesitates, feeling the air pull toward the doorway. A terrifying thought crosses his mind. What if this place isn't copying the videos? What if the videos are copying this place? Mara steps back from the door, insisting they need to leave before something inside notices them. But Liam can't pull his eyes away from the yellow room. The swaying door seems to breathe, opening a fraction wider with each pulse of the buzzing. Mara tugs his sleeve, and he finally blinks, breaking whatever spell held him. As they turn to retrace their steps, the hallway behind them seems longer than before, stretching into a darkness that wasn't there minutes earlier. Mara whispers that they didn't walk this far. Liam doesn't answer, because deep down, he already knows the building has shifted around them. They walk briskly, but every step echoes too loudly, as if the building is repeating their movements. Mara pulls out her phone to check the time, only to see the screen filled with static, until an image flickers through. It's her, standing alone in a yellow hallway. But the version of her in the video is smiling blankly. Mara's breath stutters as she drops the phone. Liam grabs her shoulders, grounding her, but her eyes stay locked on the dark floor, where the phone lies face down, buzzing like a trapped insect. Liam picks up the phone, but the screen now shows a different scene. Mara walking deeper into the Backrooms, even though she's standing right beside him. The recorded version of her tilts its head in a slow, unnatural motion before stepping into a room the camera doesn't follow. Mara whispers that the halls are trying to split them, trying to create versions that can walk where they want. Liam's hands shake as he pockets the phone. The buzzing rises again, but now it sounds layered, like multiple voices humming in unison. They reach the junction where they first entered the deeper hallway, except now there are 3 branching corridors instead of 1. Mara's pulse races as she insists none of this was here before. Liam closes his eyes, trying to remember the path, but every direction feels wrong. A deep, metallic groan echoes through the walls, like the building exhaling. Mara takes Liam's hand and chooses the center hallway, praying it leads anywhere but deeper. The buzzing dims for a moment, replaced by a low, rhythmic thumping that seems to follow their footsteps. Halfway down the corridor, the lights flicker violently and go dark for a full second. When they snap back on, Mara is gone. Liam spins in panic, calling her name, his voice swallowed instantly by the thick yellow air. A faint sound emerges from behind a nearby wall. Mara whispering his name, but her voice is too calm, too even. Liam follows it until he reaches a narrow gap between the wall panels. Peering inside, he sees a second Mara, standing in a dim side room, watching him without blinking. His breath catches. He realizes one horrifying truth. Only one version of her is real. Liam stumbles back from the wall gap, his pulse pounding in his ears. He calls for Mara again, but the only response is a distant echo that sounds like her, and not her at the same time. He forces himself to breathe slowly as he steps backward, afraid the version inside the wall might reach out. Then, from behind him, the real Mara emerges from the darkness, shaking and breathless, claiming she blacked out for a moment. Liam doesn't tell her what he saw. Instead, he keeps his eyes fixed on the wall panel, worried that if he looks away too long, the other Mara might step out into the corridor. The buzzing fades to a low hum, as if the walls are watching instead of speaking. They move quickly, neither daring to look back. Liam keeps glancing at the walls, paranoid they might shift again. When they finally reach a wider hallway, he recognizes the pattern in the carpet. The same stains, the same angles, from the original Backrooms video. Mara begs him not to say it aloud, but he already knows. This is the exact route shown in the footage. They walk in silence until they come across a corner that bends unnaturally inward. Liam freezes. He remembers this moment from the video too, because right after this corner, a shadow passes across the frame. He wonders if the video was predicting their steps all along. They turn the corner slowly, bracing for something to appear. But instead of a shadow, they find a small object lying in the center of the floor. Liam picks it up with shaking hands. It's a phone, cracked, dusty, and unmistakably his. He checks his pocket to confirm his own phone is still there. It is. Mara asks if it belongs to him, and he nods, unable to speak. The buzzing grows louder, as if reacting to the discovery. Liam scrolls through the cracked phone's gallery and finds only one video. He hits play, despite Mara begging him not to. The screen shows him running through these halls, calling her name. The video on the cracked phone shakes violently as it shows Liam sprinting down endless corridors, breathing hard and calling for Mara. But then the camera flips, revealing his terrified face before something pulls him backward into darkness. Liam drops the phone, horrified. Mara kneels beside him, trying to reassure him that it's staged, but her voice cracks with every word. He whispers that the phone must belong to a version of him that never escaped. The buzzing intensifies, closing in around them, pressing against their ears like a warning or an invitation. They push forward, desperate for any sign of an exit. The buzzing grows unbearably loud, vibrating through the floor and into their bones. Liam forces himself to ignore it until he hears something layered beneath the hum, his own voice whispering, He stops walking, frozen as the whisper grows clearer, repeating his name over and over. Mara grabs his arm and begs him to move, but he turns toward the nearest wall, letting instinct guide him. Pressing his ear against the wallpaper, he hears the whisper more clearly. It's coming from inside the walls, as if a buried version of him is calling for help. Mara pulls him away, her voice cracking with fear. Liam realizes the halls aren't just watching. They're remembering. They walk faster now, almost running, guided only by instinct and fear. The halls pulse with every step, shrinking and stretching as though breathing around them. Mara grips Liam's hand so tightly, her knuckles turn white. At the next corner, they stop abruptly, because the hallway ahead is pitch black, a darkness that swallows the yellow glow behind them. Liam feels an overwhelming pull toward it, a pressure in his chest urging him forward, as if something inside the dark is calling his name. Mara begs him not to step closer, her voice trembling. But Liam can feel the buzzing, forming words inside the void, whispering truths he doesn't want to understand. Something inside the halls knows him. Something inside the halls needs him. Mara pulls Liam back with all her strength, but the hallway behind them suddenly slams shut, the walls folding inward like a collapsing lung. The sound reverberates through the building, shaking the floor beneath their feet. Panic floods Liam's mind as they realize there is only one direction left: the darkness. Mara whispers that they have no choice. Liam takes a shaky step, and the darkness reacts, rippling like liquid. He reaches out his hand, and to his horror, the dark surface pushes back. Mara covers her mouth, holding in a scream. The darkness isn't empty. It's occupied. The darkness peels open like a curtain, revealing a familiar room. The same room from the original Backrooms footage. The stains, the angles, the endless hum. It's all identical. Liam steps inside as if pulled by invisible strings. Mara follows, holding on to him desperately. But as soon as they cross the threshold, the doorway seals itself, leaving no trace of where they entered. In the center of the room sits a small monitor, old and dust-covered. The screen flickers to life on its own, showing a live feed. Liam leans closer, his stomach sinking as he recognizes the angle. It's a view of this exact room, but with no one inside. The video isn't playing the present. It's playing the future. Worse, you swatting me. It's playing the future. The monitor jumps abruptly, switching to a new feed, a recording of Liam, alone, walking through the yellow halls with no sign of Mara beside him. Mara steps back, shaking her head violently. Liam watches the future version of himself stop in front of a camera and stare directly into the lens, his eyes hollow and distant. The buzzing grows deafening, the room vibrating as though something massive moves behind the walls. The figure appears on screen beside future Liam, placing a hand on his shoulder. Mara screams his name, grabbing his arm, but Liam can't look away. He whispers that the video isn't predicting what will happen. It's showing what must. The lights cut out completely. Mara's grip loosens as total darkness swallows the room. She calls for Liam, her voice echoing strangely, as if there are two versions of her speaking at once. When the lights flash back on, Liam is gone. The only thing left is the monitor, now showing a new video upload screen. A progress bar fills slowly. Mara steps closer, trembling, unable to breathe. When the upload completes, the screen displays the thumbnail. A still frame of Liam standing alone in an endless yellow hallway, staring directly at the camera with empty eyes. Mara collapses to her knees as the buzzing overtakes the room again. Somewhere deep within the walls, another door swings open.